Hey, when you hear the word church, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it a building with a steeple, maybe a weekly service, or some kind of big organization? It seems like a simple question, but man, the answers you get today are all over the map. So in this explainer, we're going to go back to the very beginning to uncover the original blueprint. So, what is the church really? I mean, for real. This gap between our modern ideas and the original concept, well, it's not a new problem, but it's exactly what we're here to unpack. Let's get into it. And right here, this is the core of it. Our common view today often treats the church as a static thing, a place you go to, an event you attend, a formal organization you join. But the original blueprint? Wow, it paints a totally different picture. A dynamic, living community of people. A group called out for a specific purpose, designed to be a world-changing movement. It's a total shift from a noun to a verb, from a place to a people. This, right here, this is the architect's promise. And you gotta hear this. When Jesus said these words, he wasn't talking about stone and mortar, not at all. He was laying the foundation for something alive, something powerful, and something absolutely unstoppable. This one sentence is our starting point for everything. Okay, so if the church is this living movement, what's it supposed to do? What's its job description? Well, the blueprint lays out a really clear mandate with 4 core expectations. Let's dig into the what to do part of the plan. First up, holiness. Now, I know that word can kind of freak people out. It sounds like being perfect or self-righteous, but that's not it. The original meaning is simply being set apart. It's about being dedicated to a divine mission, living a life that reflects that incredible purpose. Second is unity, and this is so important. The blueprint calls for harmony, not uniformity. This isn't about creating a bunch of clones who all think and act the same. No, it's about all kinds of different people being brought together for one purpose. And that unity, it's not just for them. It's meant to be this powerful, undeniable witness to the rest of the world. Third, there's the mission. The church was designed for movement, not for maintenance. The goal was never just simple addition, adding a few members here and there. The blueprint talks about exponential multiplication, a chain reaction where disciples make more disciples, who then go on to make more disciples. It's a ripple effect. And finally, the fourth, and you could argue the most important expectation, love. The blueprint calls this the defining mark, the official badge of a disciple. And we're not talking about some vague, warm, fuzzy feeling. This is a sacrificial, get-your-hands-dirty, active love that cares for people and holds the whole thing together. And this just nails it. The ultimate identifier. The one thing that makes the church recognizable to the world. It isn't its fancy buildings or its slick programs or even its perfect doctrines. It's love in action, period. All right, so we've seen what the church is meant to do, but what about who it's meant to be? That's a different question, right? The blueprint gives us 4 really powerful pictures, almost like metaphors, to describe the church's core identity. We're going to walk through these 4 key images: the body, the bride, the temple, and the family. And each one gives us a completely different but equally important angle on the church's identity. First up, the body of Christ. Think about this. It tells us 3 key things. Christ is the head, the one calling the shots. We, the members, are all the different parts: hands, eyes, feet. And every single part has a unique and vital role to play. And of course, we have to work together in unity. Belonging to Christ means we belong to each other. Second, the bride of Christ. Okay, this one shifts the focus to relationship. It highlights intimacy, faithfulness, and this deep, committed love. The church is called to be totally devoted, to reject divided loyalties, and to look forward to that ultimate union with Christ. It's all about love, not just duty. Third, we have the temple of the Spirit. And folks, this one is a complete game changer. In the Old Testament, God's presence was located in a physical building, but the new blueprint says that God's presence now lives in his people. The community itself becomes the sacred space. We don't go to a temple, we are the temple. And fourth, the family of God. Man, this metaphor is all about belonging. It shows a community where people are adopted as sons and daughters, literally becoming brothers and sisters. That means deep commitment, real support, and a true household of faith, which is something so needed in a world that can feel pretty lonely. So, you might be thinking, a mandate like that, an identity that high, that is a tall order. How is any of this actually possible? Where does the power to do and be all this come from? Well, the blueprint is crystal clear about the source. And here it is. This is the core metaphor for how it all works. Jesus says, I'm the vine, the source of life. You guys are the branches. The message couldn't be simpler. You can't have growth, you can't have strength, you can't have fruitfulness if you're disconnected from the source. It just doesn't work. The key action here is this word, abide. And what it means is to remain connected, to live in total dependence on Christ for, well, for everything. It's not about trying harder in our own strength. It's about drawing all of our life and power from the vine. Without that connection, the blueprint is pretty blunt. We can do nothing. Okay, let's bring this all home. We've looked at the mandate, the what to do, and we've looked at the identity, the who to be. So how do these two things connect and form a living, breathing blueprint for us today? This is how it all connects, and it's beautiful. Our identity is what drives our mandate. Because we are a body, we naturally pursue unity. As a bride, we live in holiness. As a temple, we reflect God's presence to the world. As a family, we are marked by love. And as a fruitful branch, of course we're going to stay on mission. Who we are determines what we do. And when these pieces come alive, when they really click, this is the result. The church rediscovers its original design. It sheds that skin of being a static institution, and it becomes what it was always meant to be, a dynamic, world-changing movement. So we end right where we began, but hopefully with a brand new perspective. How does this original blueprint, this idea of a living, unified, missional people, defined by love and powered by Christ, how does that challenge our own modern ideas of what church is? That's the real question to think about. Thanks for tuning in.